Hi, welcome back to the Peregrine Dame. This time we're in India, and today we're in Delhi. I'm Rachel Parsons. I travel the planet largely alone in order to get a truer perspective of this amazing globe. No distractions, no itineraries. And I'm ready to show you that traveling solo doesn't have to be so scary. Delhi, widely referred to now as New Delhi, has a population of around 15.9 million bodies and has been continuously inhabited since at least the 6th century BC. Deciding to be frugal, I check into a hotel in the Paharganj market. Note to self, just because you can get a room for $14 a night, doesn't mean you should. Wow, well, I checked into the Hotel Star Paradise in New Delhi this morning, and I knew it would be budget, but I didn't know exactly how budget. And at the moment, I don't even have running water in the bathroom at all. So it's brings new meaning to the word budget. Well, the good news is that when I got up yesterday morning, I actually did have running water in the bathroom. But the bad news is I took a cold shower because there's no hot water. And the towel they gave me looks like it hasn't been washed in about 6 weeks. So I'm just hoping that it was just permanently dingy gray and had been washed recently. Although they do seem to run up and down the halls every day and change sheets and linens and things, so I'm just gonna not think about that. If you're the adventurous sort, traffic in New Delhi can be the thrill of a lifetime, as I find out when I leave the hotel to pick up my mother.
What do you think? I think it's wonderful.
My mom is traveling with me on this trip. She may or may not be glad she came before it's over with, but at least it's fun right now.
I have no idea.
I don't know if you can really see the chaos or not that is traffic in New Delhi, but it's basically taking your life and everyone else is around you in your own hands every single time you step or get onto a street. This is an auto rickshaw, which is a great way to get around and they're everywhere, but so is everybody else. Many day trips out of New Delhi are well worth it, but beware the consequences. So we use this wipe to wipe off our faces and hands after about the 4th hour in the car coming back today, and because we are riding with the windows open on these highways, this is what came off of us, and it's really gross. See all the black goo? That was on our hands and our faces, with smog and soot and crap just pouring off of huge trucks and all kinds of cars and scooters coming straight at us. Straight in through the windows. So I'm going to blow my nose later and see what comes out, because that's going to be the highlight of my evening. Like in many emerging nations, pollution is a huge problem in Indian cities. Some neighborhoods in New Delhi reek of sewage, and streets turn to rivers of mud when it rains. The profusion of sights and smells that is Delhi is mind-boggling. I did manage to find the ever ubiquitous McDonald's, which is to be expected. The TGI Fridays I wasn't expecting. The KFC is here. Thankfully, the only thing that's actually missing, to a certain relief, is Starbucks. At least that's something. New Delhi is exhausting. Every time you go outside, between the beggars, the peddlers, and the people trying to drag you into shops, because they get a commission from the shop if you buy something, it's a constant battle. As normal, someone is approaching me because you can't walk sideways here without somebody coming to talk to you. Constant battle. And the worst part is, obviously, when they know you're a tourist, it's 10 times worse. And then when you're white, you stick out like a sore thumb, and that's 5 times worse than that. And they just don't leave you alone. As crowded as the city is, there are still plenty of neighborhoods in New Delhi where you can escape the masses. Looks like I finally managed to find one of the few neighborhoods in New Delhi that's relatively quiet. There's lots of traffic but no horns. Finally. And it's actually very clean. It is also the home of Parliament and the President's residence right behind me, so apparently they like to keep up appearances in the parts of town that they think really matter. Kind of like the rest of the world, I guess, but it seems like even more of a dichotomy here because of the abject poverty and filth in so many other parts. Well, take it back about the horns, there's one. But the Parliament and the grounds here are really beautiful. Okay. I know I presented some really nasty sides to New Delhi, but parts can be really beautiful and it's worth checking out a couple of places. My personal favorite is Mahatma Gandhi's memorial, set in a gorgeous public park, and it's a definite do. So is the Red Fort. Here we are at the Red Fort. Now, one of the things that I'm cheating on is I haven't paid to use my camcorder in here, so this is going to have to be fast. But the Red Fort is the Mughal-era emperor's castle and fort that's built right on the Yamuna River here in New Delhi. It was finished in 1648, and after that, in the 1800s, the British took over and built their own forts. They used it as a British training center for the army, and then as the seat of power until the British built the President's Palace at the opposite side of the city. And finally, in the 40s, when India got themselves back from the British, the Indian Army has been here until 2003 as a camp and headquarters and training center. Look, one of the biggest reasons to visit India is to get a first-hand look at how they're reconciling their incredibly complex past with their future, which is bright. And though India is not for the casual tourist, its culture is rich and fascinating. And even though shopkeepers want your money, they're also genuinely kind and open people. So don't be afraid to go it alone. Next time on the Peregrine Dame, we leave the city and head for the hills.